Hey everybody, Fox with FoxeoGames, and this is a Fox First Scent of Darksiders Warmastered. That's right, it's not remastered, it's Warmastered. Well, there's some good news here. It came out on PC today, but that's not the good news in particular. The good news is that if you already have Darksiders on PC, at least through Steam or GOG.com, then you can upgrade to this version of the game for free. It is a separate version of the game, however, so you can't simply download a patch for the original Darksiders. This is a separate game in your library, at least it is in Steam. That's where I got it. So Darksiders Warmastered was essentially free for me because I already purchased Darksiders, but if you haven't already purchased it for at least, I think it's a week or 2 weeks, it is super cheap. I believe right now it's going at $3.99. That's crazy. The standard price is going to be $20. It released on consoles last week for $20 each, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I don't know if it's out on the Wii U yet, but I would not recommend the Wii U version unless that's the only system you can choose for this game, as if you only have a Wii U. Well guys, I gotta say that while Darksiders Warmastered does essentially make a great game even better, it's still a bit lacking in the PC port department, unfortunately. I did encounter a bug which I'm hoping is the result of me using G-Sync, which is an NVIDIA technology with the monitor and graphics card that I'm using to try to sync it up. What happens is that the game drops occasionally in frame rate, and when that frame rate drops, it actually affects the control of the game so that the control is delayed to the point where when I release the analog stick, trying to move the camera will keep moving for a second or two. That is way too much input lag. I think it's G-Sync, but what isn't G-Sync are the random FPS drops. So yes, the game does drop randomly in frame rate. That's very unfortunate considering that this really was supposed to be a remaster of the original, making it better, and hopefully you would hope every way. Now there are some additional features for PC, such as being able to go up to 4K. I can't test that. I'm running at 1080p. And for some odd reason, my game runs at about 65, 66 frames per second. I don't know. That's strange. The game was originally locked to 60, so I don't know why they didn't just lock it to 60 this time, but instead allow you to go up to 66. That's definitely a strange number. Maybe because of the theme of the game, they were going for like a 666 theme, but again, it's missing a 6. I would have to say that for $3.99, even with a few technical snags, the game is far, far more than worth the cost of $4. This is essentially Legend of Zelda meets God of War. Everyone has said that. I ripped it from about 1,000 different people who've all said the same thing. There are puzzles, dungeons. As you complete dungeons, you get new items. The new items allow you to unlock new areas and unlock new secrets. And usually you have to use the new item you get to defeat the big boss at the end of the dungeon. And oftentimes the bosses have a cycle of 3s where you have to do something to them 3 times in a row to kill them. Just like in Legend of Zelda, it really is inspired by both Zelda and the combat of God of War. But in my personal opinion, I like it better than either of those games. I'm a huge fan of Darksiders. Darksiders 2, but not as much, even though Darksiders 2 had a lot more going for it in many ways. It is essentially a third-person action game. I wouldn't necessarily call it an RPG. You don't level up, but you can buy new abilities, and you also can basically upgrade or even sort of level up your weapons in the game. You do have a couple different weapons you can use, and you get a bunch of different moves that you can purchase and unlock. It's really cool, although over time you'll lose track of them, so I recommend just picking a handful of the key moves that work for you, mastering them, and then you know what you're doing. The game includes a block option, but I found myself almost never using it, and they ended up removing the option to block entirely from Darksiders 2. Darksiders 2 also had a remastered version that came out quite a while ago, the definitive version of the game. It's a play on words because the character in Darksiders 2's name is Death, and the character in Darksiders is War, so it's Warmastered. Do I recommend you pick this up? Absolutely, if you haven't picked it up already. On PC, great. It looks to be just fine on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I've seen a couple videos of people reviewing the game, at least from a technical perspective. Plays much better on those consoles than it did on the original Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, of course, as you would hope and expect. Darksiders is, for me, a game that I just enjoy playing back through every now and again. I've completed it from start to finish. I think 3 times. Definitely at least 2 times, and I've gone back just to sort of play around with it from time to time. I do plan on doing a full review of the game, but you know me, my reviews are quite untimely. I never know when I'm going to get them out. In fact, it took me almost a year to get The Witcher 3 out. So, with that, I'm going to leave you guys with this Fox First Scent Darksiders Warmastered Edition. Grab it. It's only $4, really. I mean, you're going to get a lot of gameplay out of this game. There are some huge dungeons. The demo for the game, when I played it back on the Xbox 360, lasted several hours, which I thought was just amazing for a demo. So this game is definitely something I think most people would enjoy. If looking at it, you think you would enjoy it at all. I'm Fox with FoxeoGames, and I will see you guys next time.